Hi again. So in this lecture, we're going to see the BIOS chip pin configuration. We're going also to see how to download the circuit diagram of every BIOS chip you want. We're going also to see the schematic of the BIOS chip, and of course we will see some real BIOS chip in the motherboard, and we will use the multimeter to check its pins, to check the VCC pin, and of course to check the ground pin, etc. So let's get started. So as you can see here, this is 8-pin BIOS chip, as you can see. But first, I will show you how to download any BIOS chip you want. So let's assume that, for example, we have a BIOS chip with this reference 25Q16BVS. IG. Okay, so here we have 16, so this is the size of the BIOS chip. So 16 in megabit. So 16 in megabit equal to 2 megabyte, as we have seen in the previous lecture, where we discussed about the BIOS chip sizes. So let's go to Google and type this reference 25Q16BVS IG and then press enter. So as you can see here, we have the first result. We have here 25Q16BVS IG. So let's get to this first result. So here we have the same reference, as you can see here. So this is 16 megabit serial flash memory, as you can see. So 16 megabit means 2 megabytes. Okay, so let's go here and download the data sheet. So let's just click here, download. So here we go. Here we have the file, as you can see. So we have 25Q16BV, as you can see. Also here we have the 25Q16BVS or BVF. This is interchangeable. FIG or BVSIG, no problem, because this is the interchangeable. Okay, all these are interchangeable. This BIOS reference BVSIG is the interchangeable with this. Okay, so now let's see the pin configuration. As you can see here, this is the table of content where we have all about this BIOS. We have here the pin configuration. As you can see, you can read about every pin, its working principle. Okay, so let's go directly to the pin configuration. Okay, so here, as you can see, we have the features. As you can see here, this is 25Q16BV. As you see, 16 megabit or 2 megabyte, as I told to you. Okay, so because 8 bit equal 1 byte, so this is a 16 megabyte or 2 megabyte. So here we have many features. As you can see, you can read all these features. And here, as you can see, we have the pin configuration of this BIOS. Okay, so this is the pin number 1. Always we have this mark here in the pin number 1. Okay, this is the pin number 2. As you can see, this is input output. Data, as you see, DO means data output. Okay, here we have the WP, the write protect. Okay, here we have the ground. Always the BIOS chip in the pin number 4 is connected to the ground. We will see this in the motherboard. Okay, in a real motherboard. So here we have pin 5, we have DI. This means data in. Okay, so data out and data in here. Here we have the clock. Okay, this is for synchronization. This is the clock. Every IC should receive a clock signal. Okay, for the synchronization. Okay, so this is the clock. Here we have the hold for input output. And here this is the VCC. Always the 8-pin BIOS is powered in the pin number 8. So in the motherboard, when you want to check whether the BIOS is received the power or not, you should check the pin number 8. And you have to find 3.3 volt. Okay, when you plug the adapter in the power jack of the laptop motherboard, you should go directly to the BIOS and you should find 3.3 volts in the pin number 8 without powering on the laptop. Okay, So this is the pin configuration. So here, as you can see in this table, this is the pin description, as you can see. Okay, so always the pin number 1 is, as you can see, this is chip select. Pin number 2, as you can see, this is data output. So always in the pin number 1, we have the chip select, as you can see. The CS means chip select input. This is the data output, as you can see. This is the write protect input. Always in pin number 4 we have ground, data input, as you can see in pin number 5. We have clock in pin number 6, serial clock, as you can see, hold in pin number 7, and the power supply, as you can see here in the pin number 8, VCC. Okay? So now I will show you the schematic of the BIOS in a real laptop schematic. So this is a laptop schematic, no matter the type of the laptop, because I teach to you the working principle. If you complete this course, you will learn the working principle of how you can flash the BIOS, what is the BIOS, the pin configuration of the BIOS, the schematic of the BIOS, etc. So the working principle is the same. If you get and understand this course, you will understand any schematic and any pin configuration of any BIOS chip. Okay? So for example, here we have the table of content for this schematic. As you can see here, let's check for the BIOS. Here we have the ICH. As you can see here, we have the DC battery changer, select battery connector, the system power 3 volt, 5 volt. Here we have the processor, the GMCH, the DDR. This is the RAM. So here we have LCD connector. This is the ICH or the third bridge. We have the SPI. SPI means the BIOS chip. Okay, so here we have the Super IO, as you can see. So always the BIOS is near of the Super IO and also near of the ICH. So the BIOS is in page 38. So let's go to page 38. Here we go. So let's zoom in a little bit. So as you can see here, so this is the BIOS, as you can see, the same pin configuration. Okay, we have here, so the output signal, this is the write protect, this is the VSS, always connected to the ground. Here, of course, this is another type of BIOS in this schematic. This is not a wind bond, this is SST 25L F080A. So this is another type of BIOS, but as I told you, the working principle is the same. This course will teach you how you can deal with the BIOS, how you can program and reprogram any BIOS you want. Okay, so as you can see, the pin number 4, as I told to you, is always connected to the ground. So here, as you see, we have pin 5. Okay, we have here the clock, the hold, and the VDD. As you can see, we have 3 volts. Always in pin number 8 you should find 3 volts. Okay, so as you can see in this laptop motherboard, this is the BIOS. As you can see here, we have this dot, means this is the pin number 1. Okay, pin number 2, 3, pin number 4. Always the pin number 4 is connected to the ground. We will check it. Pin number 5, 6, 7, and 8. 8 always is connected to the VCC. So to check the BIOS, let's use the multimeter. Let's first put the multimeter selector to the buzzer option, as you can see here, and or to the continuity option, and then press the power button. Okay, so as I told to you, always the pin number 1, we have pin number 1, 2, 3, always the pin number 4 is connected to the ground. So let's check pin number 4, as you can see here. Let's check first the continuity. The continuity is seated correctly. So I will put the read probe into pin number 4 and then the other probe in the ground, as you can see. So as you can see in the multimeter, low resistors means the pin number 4 is connected to the ground. The pin number 8 should not be connected to the ground because the pin number 8 is connected to the power rail. As you can see, it's not connected to the ground. Okay, so we have here another BIOS. As you can see here, we have this whole head, means this is the pin number 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's check the pin number 4. Always the pin number 4 should be connected to the ground, as you can see. And here we have the pin number 8, where we should check whether we have 3 volt or not when you plug the power jack here in the power jack, or when you plug the adapter in the power jack. Okay, so what you should remember is that the power or the BIOS chip is always near to the ICH or to the Super IO. As you can see here, we have the Super IO. Directly under the Super IO, as you can see, we have the BIOS, as you can see here. Okay, so and the BIOS, the 8-pin BIOS that is used frequently in the motherboards, composed of 8 pins. Always the pin number 4 is connected to the ground and the pin number 8 is connected to the VCC. Okay,